I'd like everyone to imagine losing your spot in college because you couldn't afford to attend anymore. You're so close to your goal, to your dream, only to have it snatched away from you with something petty like money. Upsetting, isn't it? This happens to a lot of people, and sometimes when it does, they can't bounce back and have a normal routine anymore. They'll just lie in bed, unable to think or move the way they should. I know how hard it is to continue a normal routine when you feel like your life is crashing around your ears. For a year, I volunteered as a peer counselor at my school, and I've helped solve a lot of many different problems. According to CDC.gov, visited March 25, 2010, 15.7% of the population were diagnosed with depression in 2006. Because of this, it's very important to understand depression in the major types. And so I'm here to educate you on the 3 most common types of depression. In order to achieve this, I'll first explain depression and its causes. Then I'll discuss the 3 major types, and finally, I'll describe how depression can affect your life. So, let's turn that frown upside down. According to NIH.nih.gov, visited March 26, 2010, depression is a disorder that causes a person to be upset, interferes with daily life, and can even cause pain. The seriousness of depression is the key example for how important understanding this disorder really is. Depression is a very unfortunate disorder for many reasons, including because of its causes. Depression can be caused by any small thing that upsets you or causes a disruption in your daily routine. A few good examples are starting a new job, financial problems, or suffering from a serious breakup. And now that you know a little about depression and its causes, I'm going to explain the 3 major varieties of depression. Sharon Sanderson, a nurse of 27 years, states the 3 major kinds of depression are clinical, manic, and dystemic. Clinical depression is by far the most common type. It's defined as a major depressive attitude that lasts the most of every day for 2 weeks. The victim must either have a depressive mood or a noticeable lack of interest in most of their activities, according to DepressionHelpResource.com, visited March 27, 2010. Another major type of depression is called manic, or bipolar disorder. The bipolar disorder is very well known in our society, so you might know a little bit about this one. But for those who don't know, bipolar depression is where a victim will rapidly and unexpectedly switch between 2 moods for at least a week, and the person will suffer severe irritability. The 3rd common type of depression is called dystemic, where a victim is almost constantly depressed for at least 2 years. And now that I've explained depression and educated you on the 3 most common types, let's move on to explaining how depression could affect your life. Depression is a medical disorder, and like anything medical, it will affect your life. According to AssociatedContent.com, visited March 27, 2010, depression makes your social life non-existent, and you're void of any excitement or motivation. It would be an awful experience to not care about anything or anyone, and not only can depression affect you personally, but it can also affect your friends and family as well. You suddenly find yourself isolated from everyone who loves you, and you would stop caring about them. Once you stop caring about your friends and family, eventually you will lose them. Can you imagine your world alone without even your closest family members? I certainly can't. 5 minutes is a very short time when discussing depression, so let's review what I've already explained. The first thing I've mentioned is what depression is and how it can be caused. And then I explained the 3 major types of depression, and finally I discussed how depression can affect you and your family. Since you have a more thorough knowledge of depression now, I'd like everyone to be on the lookout for depression, someone, including yourself, who could have it. If you let others sink deeply into depression, no one can save them. So don't be one of the 15% that loses a loved one to this disorder.